What's going on, guys? Hello and welcome to the Spooling Up channel. My name is Naz. Today what I'm going to be doing is having a look at some of the electrics in the MK2 Fiesta XR2. What I'm going to be starting off with is the lights. I just sort of finished up filming the last video, but I wanted to go straight into this one anyway because the weather's okay and I've got the weekend off work, so it's ample time to get on with it. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get some of the stalks off that other Fiesta just because it's out here and I don't have to rummage in my shed for them. So I can try and turn on the indicators and the lights and so on and so forth and see how that works out. Might have to look at changing some fuses, some relays, getting some bulbs, all that kind of stuff, but that's a minor thing anyway. But yeah, let's go and take some bits off that and put it on this and see if we can get anything working. Right guys, so I've got the set of stalks off the other MK2 Fiesta. They're in pretty good condition, no problems here at all. What I'm going to do is I'm going to plug these into this car, operate some of the switches, see what we get, see what we don't get, and then see what I can work out in here before it gets too dark. So I'm going to plug them in now and have a little test up. So let's start off with something simple. Let's see if the horn works. Right, so the horn doesn't work. Now, let's try the indicators. So they're not working either. And let's try the hazards. Right, so the relay for the hazards is obviously not working. You can hear it buzzing. Just need to find out which one it is. So it's this black one here. So let's turn that off. Let's see what else we've got. Right, wipers and washers aren't going to work because they're not connected. We can try the headlights. There aren't any even in there. Okay, so obviously there's nothing plugged in here at all. And then over here we have a side light. So the headlights aren't plugged in at all. So I'm not going to get anything there. Let's have a look at the back. Nothing at the back either. Right, so obviously I've taken this panel off in here in the other MK2. I'm just going to drop the fuses and relays now. See if I can nick the one out of this one. See if I can get those hazards coming on. See if I can get any kind of lights at all, or at least even just get a working relay for now. So yeah, I'll take this out and then I'll show you guys the finished product. Right, so I've managed to pull the fuses and relays down and I've taken this relay out. It says flasher on it, sweet, no it's the right one. Just gonna swap it over into the XR2 now and see what happens. Okay, so we know that from before I had this near side light working and this one on this side wasn't working. Now it's working, but it's really dim. What I did was I took the bulb holder from this side and tried it over here and it still wasn't working, and then what I decided to do was clean up the electrical contacts inside this plug here, and then the light came on, but it was even more dim than that, and I realized that it was down to this earth here. And the worst thing about this is that I still can't get a good earth contact here, but I will just quickly show you something. So obviously it's detached now. When I touch it on the top of the strut mount here, I get a really nice bright light, but when I have it in this position on the body there, it's dim, and you can tell compared to that one over there. So I'm gonna have to try and work out how to get a better earth on that side. But yeah, also I have my probe that I hooked up to the battery, and I introduced a earth to this cable straight from the battery, and the light came on really nice and bright. That's how I sort of figured that that was an issue here. but I've just got to figure now how to make this earth connection better, and then hopefully that's that light sorted. But I want to see if I can get the headlights on. So basically with the tester hooked up, you can see that I'm getting my negative there, but when I introduce it straight from the battery, the light is a lot brighter. So that's basically how I figured it out. It's not a strong enough one. And I also used this to power up the bulb and the bulb holder to make sure that everything there was working fine. But yeah, so over the next couple of days I'm just going to try and see if I can work out how to make that light stay brighter with a better earth connection, and I want to see if I can get the headlights working. So I'm going to get them out here now and see if I can plug them in. Right, so normally I wouldn't film in the dark, but today it's appropriate because I'm looking at the lights. So all I've done basically is I've put in a H4 headlight bulb onto the driver's side of the car, and if you come around to the passenger side, I've done exactly the same thing, just got a headlight bulb plugged in. Now a lot of the problems that have been with the lights on this car have just been down to shoddy connections. So like I said before, through using my electrical power probe, I found out that both bulb holders for the side lights were working, but it was just the connections were poor, and this earth over here has been poor. And I had the issue with the relay buzzing. But it's all down to the bad earth and the bad connection. So now if I just put the ignition on, and if I just first of all turn on the side lights, obviously both of them are pretty good at the minute, and then when I turn the headlights on, I get, like, basically that comes on main beam, and then when I turn main beam on, it's just all over the place at the minute, but every single thing is lit up, which is good. Although they're not perfect and how they should be, things have definitely gone, or they are definitely going in the right direction at the minute. Sorry if that's blinding you. So that's what we've got at the front. Now at the back, I've only got one side light at the minute, but obviously I haven't even opened the boot to have a look. It might just be a bulb, who knows. Hopefully it is just a bulb. And then when it comes to the hazards, like I said before, I was just getting the relay buzzing, but now it actually does something. So of course it's appropriate because it is night time. Got the indicators working at the back. This one over here at the front was working, but it's since stopped, so I need to look into that. But here we go. Things are looking up, definitely. So glad. And I've done this all in like the past half hour here, half hour there, just over the Christmas period. Maybe see if the reverse lights come on. No, no such luck. I think I'm being a bit too optimistic, but yeah, let's see what else I can do. Maybe see if I can get someone to help me get the brakes on. But definitely never thought that it would be this easy. I thought it would be so difficult. So yeah, just gonna keep on working away at things, trying to get the connections all sorted and better, and then hopefully I can get all the lights working and move on to the next thing. I'm really hoping that next time I come out here, I can get literally every single light working. I'm going to take the time out now to order some bulbs for everything on the car. I'll take what I can take off the other Fiesta anyway, but I'm really hoping that I can put the headlights on. Once I get, obviously, all the connections sorted, I can put the headlights on, put the indicators on, look at the back end of things, and then, you know, like, that's another really big step once all the lights are working. And I can start looking at other things in the interior and testing other bits and bobs, man. I knew this wasn't going to be quick. I knew it was going to take ages to build this car and put it back together, but I can only be disappointed with myself that I didn't do more sooner. But that's irrelevant now anyway, because I'm cracking through it. So yeah, hopefully the next day I'll get on here, make some more progress, and keep on smashing it out. Guys, so it's a good day. Back on the Fiesta, got a chance to work on it again. If you can remember, the near side light was working, the offside side light was not working. I've opened the boot up. It's the first time I've done it in a long time. It's tatty and it's scruffy in here, and this parcel shelf, one day I bought it years ago for £30 from Speed Shack, if any of you guys are familiar with that shop, but since then the carpet's coming off and it's deteriorated. One of the hangers is broken and the other one is literally hanging on by a thread. So this is going to need to be refurbished, but it's cool because it's not really that bowed, and obviously it doesn't have any 6x9 holes, which is wicked. Got the hoover out. I'm going to completely hoover up and clean up this area. I'm going to put a bulb in for the side light and brake light and just continue cracking on with the lights. I've taken a bulb out of this bad boy over on that side, and any other bulbs I need will probably be coming from here. So yeah, time to get on with it and see where working on the car today takes me. Hopefully by the end of the day I've got about an hour and a half, so I can get all the lights working and see what's happening from there. So let me show you something interesting. When I put the headlights on, one of the headlights comes on, the other one comes on main beam. When I put them on main beam, one of them goes off and one of them goes onto main beam. So there's a lot of strange things happening. Let me just see what happens now that I've got a bulb in that rear holder. So get that on, get the headlights on. Okay, so current situation is ignition's on, headlights and side lights are on. So at the moment I've got the brake light and side light bulb on this right side, and on this left side I've only got the side light bulb on. So there's still something fishy going on. And at the front we have headlight, side light and headlight, side light, but main beam looks like it is on as well. So let me just turn off main beam and see what happens. Right, so main beam is now off apparently. So we have a headlight over here, and it appears over on that side we have headlight and main beam. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to start cleaning up some of the connections. Got an earth connection on the back that's dirty. So I'll clean that and then see how we get on from there. Okay, so I made myself quite busy on the back of the car, and now on the near side we've got a side light on when the side lights are turned on inside, and on the off side we have the side lights and the brake light on. So something tells me that the brake light on this side doesn't work, and that maybe the switch, brake light switch inside, needs adjusting, and then I'll hopefully get this brake light to come off. Once the switch has been adjusted and the side lights are on, the brake pedal is not depressed, it just needs adjusting, and then I need to figure out why this brake light isn't coming on, and then I can move on to the rest of the lights. I know I've got indicators, so at the rear, once I get this brake light working and the switch sorted, it should just be the reverse lights, and then that will be the rear done. Obviously I've got the fog light to do as well and the number plate light, but I'll look at that in a bit. So now that the brake light switch has been adjusted, the brake light's gone off and I'm just left with a side light on this side, but it means I've now got nothing on over here. So maybe it was in fact the brake light was working on this side but the side light wasn't. So I'm gonna have a look into that now and see if I can get something sorted over there. Right, there we go, 2 perfect side lights now. I'll just swap the bulb over there. It was really cloudy and discoloured, so that's all sorted now. Got the side lights working at the back. Just want to test the brake lights, see if I might just move the switch out of the way a little bit, just to see if they come on. And then reverse lights, let's have a look at the front. So it seems like what's happened as well is, now that I've sorted the other lights out, I've now just got a headlight and side light at the front, whereas one of them was coming on main beam and it was doing all sorts of weird things. This side got a headlight and a side light, no problem. So I think in sorting some of the other bits, some of you guys may know this anyway, it might be a common thing that I just don't know about, but it seems like some of the bits sort of help sort each other out. So I'll put the main beam on at the front, definitely coming on both sides on main beam. Lovely. Okay, just disconnected the brake light switch. Now I've got both brake lights as well, so at least we know the top side of the lights are working. Still can't get the reverse lights on, but it's just going to take a little bit more time. See if the hazards still work, see if all the lights start blinking and stuff when they're on. So I know sometimes it can cause some pretty weird things to happen. Still seems like the side light stroke brake lights are blinking a little bit when the hazards are on, but they're all working, so definitely going in the right direction. As for the front, I've got that indicator working. This one isn't working. Let me see what I can do about this one now, and then I'll concentrate on the reverse lights. Right guys, so I've been really lazy recently with all this YouTube stuff, and I haven't been filming things properly. I've been holding the GoPro in my hand, I've been holding it with this other thing that I've got, and bodging the camera in places, when really and truly I should either be wearing the chest strap for it or the head strap, which I've got on now. So let's talk offside indicators. Obviously you can see that one's flashing really fast. That's a typical characteristic when you've got a bulb out anyway. Relays going at full chat, and bulb holders here. Let's test it. So we do have the pulsing flashing signal that we need, and we do have the constant steady one that we also need. What I've done is I've cleaned this bulb up, and I'm just hoping now that when it goes back in it's going to work. There we go. Okay, that's interesting. So it only works in a certain position. When it's pushed all the way in, it doesn't work. So let me go and have a better look at this and see if I can find out why that is. Literally just put a different bulb in. I think the actual connection on this is a little bit worn, not too sure. So basically that's that now. So I think if I put the hazards on, we've got a flash here, a flash there. The only thing that I've just realised right this minute actually is that over in that corner I've got orange bulb, because this car must have had clear indicators on it. I think at one point I put clears on it, and on this side I've got a clear bulb, but I'm going to be putting orange lenses back on. So let me get rid of that orange bulb now and put a clear one in, and then that's interesting actually. I never even noticed that. But yeah, I'll change that over now, just so that's ready for when I put the lenses back on. But at the minute, the only lights that aren't working, I haven't tested the rear fog and the number plate light, because I don't have the bumper on to put the number plate light on, but I can just bring out the bulb holder and lens and everything and test it. I'll need to route that out, and the same with the fog. I can route all of that out, check that too. But it's the reverse lights that aren't working. Could be the reverse light switch, who knows, could be wiring. With this car I really just don't know, but it's so good to be getting some of the things working. The electrical stuff was my biggest nightmare, so glad to be going in the right direction with that. Right guys, so I'll pick up where I left off last night, and where I left off last night was the two dipped beams were working perfectly on the headlights. Two main beams are working perfectly, staying on constant, and also working with the flash function too. I've got all the indicators all round working, rear side lights working, front side lights working, brake lights working. I've got all the indicators working on the individual sides, and obviously flashing with the hazards too. And I also tested the reverse lights just by bridging the connection at the plug, obviously when the car's in reverse and the ignition is on. I just think that the reason why the reverse lights aren't working is, I don't think there's a problem with the switch. I think what's happened is because the engine and gearbox have come out, and I don't think the selector shafts had been marked up, and I don't think it's gone back exactly how it was. So although it sounds like it goes into reverse, I don't think it's going into reverse fully, or I think whatever's happening when I select reverse, the switch isn't getting triggered. So I think I need to make an adjustment underneath the car, which I'll do today. And then I'll grab my fog light out and my number plate light out, see if I can get them working on the rear as well. So in the end yesterday, what happened was, because of the constant issues with the earth, I was using the crocodile clamps to introduce a decent earth to the body, because it wasn't getting a good enough one off the loom. But what I've actually done is I've moved one of the earth connections from sort of like the strut top mounts to the inner wing of the car where it should have been. I actually looked at the other Mark II Fiesta and found that that's where the earth point that comes straight off the battery went to in terms of the earth for the body, and I've now moved it to that on the XR2. So everything's fully functional now, and I'm no longer getting any earth issues, no longer getting any weak dim lights and buzzing relays, and I don't have to use the electrical tester to get a decent earth anymore. So I'm so glad that's sorted, and I'm actually I'm surprised that I found that, to be honest with you, because I'm no good with car electrics. I don't have any experience at all. So anyway, let me get on with trying to fix those reverse lights. So here we are at the selector shafts for the gearbox. Obviously these gear linkages run back to the gear knob inside. Car's in neutral at the minute. I believe it's just adjusted over to one side a little bit more. I believe it goes further over towards first than it does into reverse, which means that the gears are out a little bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to slacken this off now, give it a little adjustment, hopefully get it closer over to the reverse side so it can find the gear better, and hopefully find the switch, and then hopefully the lights work. Once I get the reverse lights working, it's just the fogs and the numplate lights, and hopefully then that's it. But wish me luck anyway, and hopefully next clip will be the reverse lights working. Right, so I wanted to get some of these front light lenses on. We've got the orange front indicators here, and there's headlights in here, and there's all kinds of other things. Hopefully my fog light and all of that is in there as well, and a number plate light, so I can test all of that. But yeah, gonna start getting on with this after I have a spot of lunch, and hopefully I can get these lights on and get the front of the car looking more like a car again. Wow, just popped one headlight in. Look at that, man. Looks amazing. Looks amazing to finally get the lights working. Still got to do the rest anyway. Got to put an indicator on that side and headlight and indicator on that side, and I've also found spotlights in here, so plenty of headlights. You know, I'm not sure that one's Valio. This one here is Lucas, but that's a right hand sided one. I need to pick the best left hand sided one. That's also a right. These two are lefts. This one's looking like the best one at the minute, so I'll just go and pop that on and see what it looks like with two headlights on the car. Okay guys, so that is both headlights in and on now and working. Currently on dipped beam. Just time to get the indicators in now. Okay guys, so at the minute I literally have everything working. I've just routed out my fog lights. I've got a few, but they're all broken apart from this one, which I just stole off the Popular. So got that, and I've got this number plate light also. I didn't take that off the Popular, this one was just in storage. So once I get these two on and working, that is every exterior light working. So just gonna put this on, test them all, have a walk around of the car, and then that will be it. Right guys, so I've just mounted up that rear fog there above the exhaust. Looks dangerously close, but it's just for testing for now. And the number plate light is also there, so I'm expecting literally everything on this car in terms of the exterior lights to work now. So yeah, let me just go and turn them on and see what we got. Okay, so here's the way things are standing at the minute. Literally got everything working at the front. The only thing I don't have on at the minute is the main beam. Thought it might be a bit too bright for the camera. So yeah, that's all the front lights done. Let's move around to the rear now, as I've got the fog light and number plate light mounted. So here we go. Side light, reverse indicator, side light, reverse indicator, rear fog, number plate light. Obviously the number plate light gets mounted properly and actually points at the number plate when the rear bumper's on. And I'm not going to leave it there, I'm going to take it off until the rear bumper is on. But feels good to have made some proper progress on something that I was really quite scared about and worried about. So that's that now. Right guys, thanks for watching the video. As you can see, it's now really dark, but thankfully I've been able to do everything that I've needed to do today, and all of the lights are now working. Not only are all the lights working in terms of the bulbs and the electrics and so on and so forth, but also all of the lights are present, which is really important for me because it means I don't have to go part hunting. So yeah, I'm also really glad that I tried to tackle the lights first in terms of the electrics and switches and stuff like that, because they the characteristics that they had, the way they were behaving, is what helped me diagnose that there was a really bad earth. And you know, who knows, if I went to go and look at something else first, maybe that wouldn't have been highlighted as easily as it has been with the lights. So really glad that's done. That's another box ticked. I can now move on to the next thing. As for the Golf, guys, I know some of you guys have been waiting for videos regarding that. I've got everything I need to use to do the deletes in the engine bay, like the SAI and so on and so forth. So as soon as I get a chance, I'm going to get on with that. Also going to order up an intercooler. I've got a big brake upgrade for it, not an aftermarket one. They're just swap off another car. I've got them off a Quattro TT, so I've got those to go on soon as well, and plenty of other things for when the weather starts getting a lot better. With the dark evenings, it's been a bit difficult, but guys, I'm still pushing through, still going to try and make some decent content out there, and just enjoy myself a lot more. So do not forget to like, comment and subscribe on the channel, guys, if you want to see more stuff, because there will be plenty more to come over the next year.